Namaste. Good evening and a very warm welcome to friends, family, art patrons, and distinguished members of the community. On behalf of Sacramento Flute Club and Vamshi Academy of Music Trust, I want to thank you all for gathering here today to be a part of and celebrate Adith's special evening, a Carnatic Western flute recital. Today's presentation is a dedication to all teachers. On behalf of Adith and his family, I would like to take a moment to extend heartfelt appreciation and gratitude to all of his teachers who are present here today. For Carnatic music, Sri B.K. Anantaraman, who has traveled all the way from India to be here with us today. On the Western music, Ms. Vicky Shavitz, his Western music teacher and the president of Sacramento Flute Club. Maestro Michael Newman, conductor of the Sacramento Youth Symphony Premier Orchestra. Mr. Michael McAllister, director and conductor at Miraloma High School. And Miss Sonia Takanikos, music teacher at Churchill Middle School. Thank you all for dedicating your life in the pursuit of art and music and for creating the next generation of legacy. Tonight's presentation will have two segments. A first one will be a Carnatic music segment, followed by a short 10-minute intermission, and then we will conclude with a Western piece. We welcome you all to stay for the entire presentation and enjoy a delicious Indian spread afterwards. Carnatic music is timeless and has been passed down to us from the Vedas. The music is heavy on lyrical composition and highly devotional in nature, evoking a myriad of emotions through raga, the melodic scale. The weight of the music, combined with the artist's mastery of language, the depth of knowledge, and his balance in the understanding of raga, will be seen today. Although the musical grammar is highly codified following a structured framework, it allows for a lot of room and scope for improvisation. Tonight's music will focus on melodic improvisation, followed by a compositional segment and a rhythmic piece. I would like to now introduce today's artists for the Carnatic music presentation. On the percussion, mridangam, we have Anant Kumar. Anant Kumar is a junior at Foothill High School, California. He's a regional brand ambassador for Indian Raga, a premier arts education organization, and a proud Indian Raga Fellowship awardee in Mridangam and Ghatam, Anant Kumar. On the strings, violin, we have Aparna Tyagarajan. Aparna is a senior at Cupertino High School. She's an accomplished violinist in the Bay Area and has won several awards in the prestigious Cleveland Tyagaraja Aradhana Festival. Aparna is a regular at concert circles, both here in the US and in India. Aparna. On the flute, we have Adith Srivatsa, a senior at Miraloma High School, with a passion for art, charity, and good citizenship. Adith has been learning and playing Carnatic music and Western music on the flute for nearly a decade. He's a principal flutist at the Miraloma Wind Ensemble and a second assistant at the Sacramento Youth Symphony Premier Orchestra. Of note, today he's pioneering a unique effort of playing the Carnatic music on the Western flute. Adith Srivatsa. The Carnatic concert is going to start with Varnam in Abogi. And this particular ragam is known to enthrall you because it's energizing in its nature. This is the first piece that Adith learned to play on the Western flute. Following this, he will play a kriti in Chakravaham and another one in Pantavarali, evoking a meditative contemplation. Adith loves the freedom of notes with this particular ragam as he feels this complements the wide range of his silver flute. With a variety, this ragam is an enormous contrast from his Western background in flute. We will conclude the Carnatic piece with a bhajan in Desh, a popular raga in Hindustani. This is a family favorite and a befitting piece to enjoy the Carnatic segment. A quick reminder of the housekeeping rules: kindly turn off your cell phones, put them in the silent mode. We have professional photography and videography arranged for the event, so no flash photography and no food or drinks allowed inside the auditorium. We have 3 exits, one in the center, one on each side. A kind request to allow the artist to complete a piece before you choose to exit the auditorium. With that, it's time to allow yourselves to be consumed by music. Thank you. was wonderful. Can we have another round of applause, please? Only in music you can find your soul and lose yourself at the same time. Thank you for transporting us to an ethereal realm. Everyone, this generation of minors with major talent. On that note, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce Adith's Carnatic music teacher, Sri B.K. Anantaram. He's an internationally acclaimed and eminent flutist in the Carnatic tradition of music. He comes from an illustrious musical lineage, including Saint Tyagaraja, one of Carnatic music's trinity, and Sri T.R. Mahalingam. His Paramaguru is the renowned Flute Mahalingam, fondly remembered as Flute Mali in the musical circles. He is attributed to have revolutionized Carnatic flute music the way it is presented today in concert series. His foremost disciple was Sri Madhuranath in Bengaluru. Sri B.K. Anantaram has been fortunate to have had the direct tutelage from him. I would like to kindly invite Adith's Carnatic music onto the stage to say a few words.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. First of all, I thank one and all, and I'm here today, and it's my pleasure to say good evening to all my brothers and sisters. Dr. Uma and their family met me in Bangalore and started the tutelage. I think he has been learning for the last 6 years. Before speaking about Adith, in this August presence, Sri Michael Newman, the veteran music conductor, director of Sacramento Youth Symphony, and his rich and passionate of love towards music, directed the highly acclaimed Premier Orchestra Ensemble and toured across globe, having come under tutelage of great teachers. It's a great achievement of his by conducting Symphony of Thousand. All in all, I am fortunate to be present with these great musicians here today on this August occasion. Mrs. Vicky Bell is a very great teacher and performer of great repute. Adith is very lucky to have her as his mentor. She is also very proud of Adith and his accomplishments. Very successful performer to have played in solo, duos and trios. Actually, playing solo itself is difficult, and rather than that, duos and trios requires a lot of effort to play that. So she has excelled in all that, and he is very fortunate to have a teacher of her excellence. And in today's concert, he has been ably supported by Aparna Tyagarajan on violin, Anant Kumar on mridangam, and next program what is playing on the Western flute, Leanne Higgs will be accompanying on piano. Adith is a very dedicated, hard-working, committed student with support of his parents, family members and friends. I think it is a very new attempt to play Carnatic music on the Western instrument. Many have attempted this in India, but I think not as successful as Adith. Why? Because it is possible only because of his sheer dedication and his respect towards Guru and elders. That is the thing, it will carry him to the future, and he will be one of the greatest artists of the next generation. And he has not, though he's playing on the Western, it's a dangerous game to play on the same instrument, Western and Carnatic, because the chances of Western modulations are there, can be introduced on the Carnatic music. But Carnatic music doesn't allow any of the modulations which are only reserved for the Carnatic style. But he has maintained that. That's I have been observing for the 40 minutes concert. Without our knowledge, maybe the fingering may touch the other aspects of Western music, but he has maintained throughout his concert. And that is the greatness of the Carnatic music. It has to be played in such a way. They cannot go out of bounds in that particular music. As Srimati Harini has told about Carnatic music, the purity of Carnatic music, it's a very divine. And I have come across a lot of musicians across the world. I have met many. What everyone says is Carnatic music is the richest form of the music, because it has got a lot of ragas. It's a system of 72 major scales. We call it as Melakarta, Sampurna or parent ragas. No other raga system has got 72 parent ragas. Out of 72 ragas, by applying permutation combination, you can make thousands of ragas. So you can know the richness of Carnatic music. And it is mainly based on the lyrics. And every song whichever is composed in Carnatic music is about the deities, our Indian gods. They have never attempted to compose any song on human. So that is the greatness. Many of the composers have been offered a lot of amenities to them to compose songs on the kings and all, but they never did it. They have been always composing songs on the deities of Indian gods. And it is, the other aspect is, you would have observed, the main foundation for this is Tala system. And as you would have observed, I was showing the Tala, the counts. The beat is there in all forms of music, but it has to be played on the particular finger, whatever, whether it is this finger or this finger, whatever it is start, it has to be stick to that note, finger only. So that is the calculating. So it is very near to mathematics also, this particular Carnatic music. And apart from that, once the mathematics enters our mind, the mind will not work towards the creativity, because the mathematics is such a complex issue. But the Carnatic music has such a type of teachings. We can both work on the mathematics and the music, not giving any room to dilute the melodies, the music melody. So that is the importance. So he has done all in all everything. And it's a good attempt actually. And I call it playing East on the West, because this is purely a key instrument. Our Carnatic music is a bamboo instrument, and the main ingredient of Indian classical music is gamaka oriented. That is the oscillations we take, different notes in the 7 notes, everywhere it is 7 notes only. In that we are taking lot of creativity, nuances and intricacies. So that is very difficult to come out. So that is what Sri T.R. Mahalingam, who has traveled extensively in the United States, he gave a wonderful status for the flute playing as a solo instrument. Before it was been accompanied as an accompaniment on the Bharatanatyam dances and by Indian classical dance form. But when Mahalingam, he was fondly called as Mali, he gave a highest dimension as a solo instrument, and afterwards we all come from his lineage and his school. So that is the difference. And this is a key instrument, as you know, clarinet and Western flute, saxophone, everything is a key-based instrument. getting gamakas, what I said, that is the main subject in the Indian class. Whether it is North Indian, we call it as North Indian music, that is Hindustani music, and the South Indian music, that is called the temple music of South India. So the problem of this instrument to adapt to Carnatic music is gamaka. So getting gamaka is very difficult. It really takes a lot of dedication from the student. And this is only the beginning for him. He has definitely excelled today in his concert. And it takes individually to work on the instrument, and he's going to learn a lot on that because he has got that mindset to learn always. He's a good learner of anything you give him, not only music. And I have done about 6 to 7 streams. This is called Arangetram. Normally this was happening for Bharatanatyam, dance forms of India, as Arangetram. Of late, last 10-15 years, it has started in the music also. So he has done his first Arangetram today, that is in the presence of Guru. So that should be done in front of the Guru, and that is the permission given by the Guru to proceed and create his own way in the music arena with all blessings of elders, God, everyone. And he has done wonderfully today. He has got a long way to go. Let God give him and the elders give him all strength to carry on his creative work. And I thank everyone for inviting me here to be assembled. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you again. I'm sure you will all agree when I say the future of Carnatic music is in safe hands here. Before we take a short break for a 10-minute intermission, I'd like to take a minute to talk about a few causes Adith is passionate about. Operation Backpack is an initiative that's organized by Volunteers of America to provide school supplies and educational supplies to at-risk, homeless, and underprivileged kids. Also, the Mira Loma High School music program today does not have a permanent home or a good music theater to practice and play. This elite musical program currently practices and performs in basketball courts and gymnasium whenever it is available. It is an humble initiative by Adith and his family to provide an improved and permanent home for these kids. If you are interested to learn more about or support these noble and worthy causes, we will have someone outside in the welcome arena. With that, I kindly request you all to be back and reconvene in 10 minutes for the Western presentation. Thank you.